All right. So I'm here today with one of my dear clients. Her name is Maria Theresia Haller, and she founded a brand called Verrueck-dich, which in German to English translated means move yourself. It also means crazy. So it's like the crazy moving.
Yes.
And she supports mainly women, but generally people through systemic coaching and through different coaching methodologies in order to move themselves from where they currently are into where they want to be. And she does it in a really inspiring, positive, crazy kind of way, which I absolutely love about her. And she also works with a lot of big corporate clients, where she does big coaching programs, and she also speaks on stages a lot. And so we've been working together for quite some time, actually, quite some time. I don't even know when we started. I remember we started, feels like forever. And but what I wanted to speak to you about today is to share a little bit, because we did mainly business coaching, strategy coaching together. And your success, by the way, was inspiring. It was incredibly to watch your story. Like, I remember when we started off, it was a bit like, oh, let's see where this is going, and this is like my first big investment in my company, and I'm a bit scared. And then you just freaking took off, and it was like, oh my god, what's happening? It was incredible. It was really incredible. And I love your energy, by the way, throughout everything. And and so today I really wanted to dig a little bit deeper into the horse coaching part, because we did one session together with the horses, and that we decided was for speaking. So first of all, I'm going to let you introduce yourself a little bit, what you do and what you want to share. And then we can dig a little bit into what we did together in terms of the horse coaching, and what was a bit of a different experience, because people are like, horse coaching, speaking with horses? Like, how does that work even? So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nadia. I'm so happy to see you again and that we have this long-term connection. And I mean, you already said really good on point what I'm doing. So thank you for the nice words. And I can't add so much. I love to help people to step inside, to really let out the craziness in a positive way instead of making us crazy by our head, our thoughts. It's a terrible thing when we always are just in our head, and the head telling us, I'm not good enough, you can't make it, and everything. So I try to help people to step inside into the balance, also with mental health trainings, resilience trainings. This is also what I do on stage in companies, to get in your power, to motivate people, to inspire people, to get back into your fire, because it's not from outside where we take the power, it's from inside. And so this is the most important thing. And I just can be like a mirror, just like to remembering like who you are. But they need to find it out by themselves. I just help them to create a space where they feel comfortable, where they can tell me everything in the coaching sessions. Also, my meantime, I have also like a educational training to get a coach and to get the business as a coach. But it's more like, okay, it's everything. It's from inside to get outside. And then therefore you also need to be crazy to step out of your comfort zone. So this is how I help people. Okay, push them a little bit, but be connected with your purpose and follow your heart, and just go with the flow and be in this trust that everything is possible.
Absolutely.
What I also make the experience by myself. And I'm also happy that I have you, that you give me space and also this inspiration and energy, and help me that I go my way, because I say every coach or mentor needs also a coach. So that's why I'm really happy about our working together. It fits really well. Thank you so much, by the way, Nadia, for everything.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a really crazy journey
Yes.
with you, and I loved every step of it, because it was so like you were just so fast in all the things. It was incredible, and incredible the milestones that you achieved in the amount of time. It was just insane. Like, yeah, crazy in every sense of, in a very positive way, as you just said, crazy in a very positive kind of way. So this is the way it's supposed to be. And yeah, I mean, the work that you do for people and the way you inspire them and the way you make them move, this is really what's incredible about the work you do. So I think, you know, your work is really needed, and very, very, very much, especially now in these times where things are getting more difficult, more intense, past couple of years. And I mean, you built your business during Corona. A lot of people were worried, and you built it, and very successfully. So I'm really super happy and extremely proud of you. But that's maybe a topic for another day.
It's like,
otherwise we get too emotional.
So spread the love, sharing our love and energy in the beginning here.
Exactly. So we went to the horses for the speaking. Now,
Yes.
I know you did quite a few trainings in terms of speaking. So I'm just going to let you openly share your experience of how it was, how it felt like, maybe also a little bit what surprised you. And then I'll ask some questions in between.
Yeah, for sure. For me, perhaps it's interesting for the people, because if you would ask me 5 years ago to go on stage, I would run away. So there was no voice which wanted to be on stage. There was like, I was so afraid of it. But I remember during also all my trainings and coachings and everything, that I was once a child who was loved to be on stage. It was not about the singing that I did as a child. It was just that I watched the people in front of me, sometimes 300 people, because my grandparents, they had a big restaurant. And then I was there, my grandmother, she'd just say, "Hey, Maria, let's sing together in front of these people." And I saw the eyes of the people, and you know, they were shiny. We clapped the hands, we sing, and I didn't knew what I've done on stage. So I just feel the pleasure, the joy, and everything, that we have a good time. And this is what I remembered. And then, of course, but there's still the head, which is saying to you, "No, you're not good enough. Why you should go on stage?" It's not that I wanted to sing on stage. Now is the time where I want to go on stage to share my message with the world, my story, and what I brought here on earth to share with the world. But it was really, there was so much fear in the beginning to go back on stage. So first of all, it was a personal development important for me to realize this. And then the next step was, of course, to practice, and that I wanted to be professional on stage, that I want to be on point. I want to be connected from my heart to the heart of the people, earn the right of the audience, and speak to them so that they get into their own feelings and thoughts and everything. So, and this is a big task also, and challenge, but this is why I wanted to learn from speakers. And this is also why I came to you, and you told me that first of all we worked together because of my business model and everything. And then there was one part of my model where I said, well, I also want to go on stage, but I don't know, whoa. But like sometimes the life is playing is that there was a big company who asked me, "Hey, it sounds so interesting what you're doing. Could you do something for our company?" And I was like, "Oh my God, so many people, and I should should be in front of them." But I saw it like an invitation, so I just started because somebody seeing me as a speaker. I never did that in the beginning, that I said I'm a speaker. It was like people saw me in this, and so then I needed to go first on my comfort zone. Out of my comfort zone, and then I begin. But then I see, okay, but I want to be better and better and learn from the best. And when you told me that you work with the horses, it was like so interesting, because you told me that the horses, they are such a good mirror for yourself, and that they show you where you have still shadows or fears, or you're not in your strength, not in your power. And so you, yeah, let's do this. I really want to try this out. And I remember really this day when we were in Vienna with these two horses, and we started to, yeah, it was already the start to walk with the horse. And really this horse, first it makes what he wants. And I was like, oof. And also we make like this stage there, like we took some wood and we say, okay, this is the stage. And now you go on stage with this horse. And I start to speak just from my heart and okay, what I would like to tell the people. And then the horse just jump in front of me. And I was like, hey, I'm speaking. What are you doing? But then you help me that you say, okay, Maria, go in your power and connect with yourself, connect with your message and what you want to tell the people. And I really get in this state. And then I see that the horse, it was calmed down. It was just also in his power. It stand beside me and not moving anymore. And I was speaking straight, got my message into this world. And this was so, I could talk a lot about this experience, but you need to do it by yourself because it was so helpful for me to realize this. And as I did really many speaker training and stuff, also last time 9-month training, I really need to say that this with you was one of the best things I did. Really, it goes so deep, and I remember often this time, and it showed me a lot. So yeah, thank you so much.
I was so happy. It was interesting. I remember the moment we built the stage out of wood, right? I mean, for people that are listening, it's like you built a stage. It's like, yeah, we pretended there was a stage there and we just made the boundaries and we said, okay, Maria, this is your stage. And so I asked you to go onto the stage with the horse and just speak.
Yeah.
And I remember the first couple of times you were like walking in circles and it took you a while until you actually stepped onto the stage.
Yeah.
And then I was standing with the other horse in the audience. So that was the setup. And the interesting thing was you started and the horse blocked you.
Yeah.
It was really like a block. Like the horse literally stepped between you and me and the other horse. It was like, oh, no, this message. And what was interesting is then we worked on your heart connection and your connection to open up to channel through and to be less in your head and more in your heart and search the connection with the audience from the heart. And I think this was what was really amazing to see was the more we practiced on you just speaking from the heart, the more the horse was just calm next to you. Was like really, and the other horse on the other side was just standing there listening to you, whereas before she was just like walking around and doing her own thing and kind of minding her own business. And then all of a sudden she was like, ooh, who's this? Somebody's talking here.
Yes. It was really amazing. Yeah.
So that was really really interesting what happened. And so I think you told me that sometimes when you go on stage, you feel the horse connection still, right?
Yeah. Also, we trained like you told me that I invite my inner team, my guidance, my spirits, and everything. And this is what I do before I go on stage. This is also really important work. Also, when I was this year on a big event on stage with 10,000 people. I mean, there were smaller stages, but I was in one of the stages, and the most important thing, I was really like, I didn't knew 1 hour before what I'm telling the people. I mean, I prepared 9 months, but I got one thing in April where some months ago, which was like, okay, this is what I should telling the people. But then I say, okay, I don't know, because in this training it was really like they wanted to get me into a structure. You need to do it like this. But this is, for me, it was again like, oh my God, then I'm so in my head because I need to talk by my heart. And so on this day when I go on stage there, I started the day with meditation, calm down, get into your heart, don't make you crazy by your head, that you don't know really what you now telling, because day before I say, I need to skip everything. I can't do it like this. It seems like a machine. So it's not me. So, and then, but before I get into my dress and before I get on stage, I already make this the same, like I get into my state. And this helped me so much to be in this moment and in trust, and everything goes out. And in the first 2 minutes, people already start to cry. It shows me that they came to me after
after your speech.
After the speech, and they say, wow, it goes so deep. It made something with me. And so this is why I'm on stage. And so I think this is really one of the most important things.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because essentially you did a 9-month training on structure and all the things, but the most important part is actually the connection to yourself, the connection to the audience, and that the message that you bring across is what touches people. And then it doesn't have to be a perfect speech. It just has to be something that moves something in other people. And I think this is where a lot of people, when they think about speaking, they're so much in their head of like, what should I speak about? And what's the structure? What's the point? And it needs to be perfect and la-di-da. And they make up this entire story in their head. And there's so much in their head, and they step on stage and they have zero connection to the audience, because they're just standing on stage and they're like, I hear what you're saying, but I cannot feel what you're saying. So I think this was something that really came through the speaking training with the horses, is really the connection to yourself. And I mean, you managed it in you skipped your topic 24 hours before, and you were like, doesn't matter, I'm gonna do this the way I want to. I trust. I'm gonna step on stage, I'm gonna connect with the audience, and that then so many people afterwards did that was amazing. So well done. Great. Anything else you want to add before we close?
Oh, it's so many things. I could talk with you hours because it's I just want to say thank you, and I just want to invite people to work with Nadia and the horses, because I think we can't explain it so good in words. You just need to make the experience and the integration from inside. When you feel it once and you go through this process, then it's inside of you, and then you can let it out, your voice, let it out, everything, and just go for it. And thank you, Nadia. Really, I appreciate so much to be.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you also for sharing here your experience. I really appreciate it, because like you say, it's very hard for people to understand how it works unless they have experienced it themselves. That's why it's amazing for me to have the opportunity to speak to people who have done it and who have, successfully implemented it, because I mean, we did this work quite some time ago. And in the meantime, you've been on a lot of stages. You've been on very big stages. You have big corporate clients you're working with. And, and the horses in a way are still with you. And that for me is amazing. It's like we did one session together and you still feel that energy, months and months and months and months later. So this for me is, it touches me. This is something this is for me so extremely extraordinary to see this work and how much it does for people. It's just amazing.